People often object to the idea of reincarnation, or what we like to call soul progression, because they say it goes against the teachings of the church, which was derived from the teachings of Judaism, which had a teaching of soul progression. So now let us look specifically at what Jesus had to say about a few certain events. There was a blind man, and the disciples came to Jesus and said, "Was this man born blind because of his parents' sins, or because of his sins?" Think about this for just a second. Was it because of his parents' sins, or was it because of his sins that this man was born in this condition? Now, if Jesus had responded that it was because of the parents' sins, if Jesus had responded that it was because of the man's sins, then it would have been evident. But it was rather said that such was but for either reason, but the man was born as such by choice, to be an example of the power of the divine, the power of God. So let us examine what these people were actually asking. Did the parents commit a grievous sin in this life, or did the unborn child commit a sin in a previous life? That is the only conclusion that you can draw. Now, Jesus had a habit of letting people know when their thoughts were in error. He did not say, "Your thoughts are in error, you have it all wrong, there is no such thing as sin in a previous life." No, he rather simply said it was not for a sin in a previous life. But he did not chide his disciples for an error in understanding. He did not take a prime opportunity to teach against something that was a widespread belief. So we have to assume that it was. We have to assume that it was. We have to assume. No, we actually know that it was, because this was an accepted teaching of the time. Take another example for those who would come and say to John the Baptist even, "Are you Elijah? Are you this? Are you that? Are you one of the prophets come back and incarnated to bring us this message? Are you the Christ?" And John the Baptist answered in all truthfulness, "I am not one of the prophets of the past. He did not tell them that such was a wrong belief as he would have. John the Baptist, who railed against sin, who railed against wrong beliefs, who railed against all that was unrighteous, did not say, your beliefs are wrong. No, he simply said, I am not such. Even though he was, and even though Jesus Christ clearly said he was, when he said, if you will have it so, he is Elijah. So, why could Jesus say one thing and John the Baptist say another? Because John answered truthfully, I am John the Baptist in this physical body. And Jesus answered truthfully, he is the power, the essence, the eternal spirit that was once Elijah. Those are both true answers. And those are an affirmation of the soul progression from one individual to another. It is an absolute truth, and it is in your scriptures, despite the fact that the church for centuries has tried to hide the truth. It is as it is. And this we tell you because the church has held you captive by teaching partial truths. What you do in this life matters. It matters because it is only by reaching the fullness of your divinity, the fullness of your spiritual being, that you can break the incarnational cycle. It is true that you create your own destiny. And it is true that you will live again. And it is true that there is life beyond this life. And it is true that there is divine grace. And that the Spirit can live beyond the body and is not bound to the body, nor bound to the necessity to return to the physical form. This is divine grace being made fully manifest. This is the spiritual truth underlying all of the great religions of the world. That you can go beyond the self and find the eternal self, the divine spark. We leave you with blessings and with peace. Peace be with you.